Hi बच्चों, प्यारे प्यारे नन्हे मुन्ने बच्चों, how are you doing all of you? Till now we have been discussing the digestion and absorption. Now coming to the next great chapter called as breathing and exchange of gases. And in need almost 2 to 3 questions. Previous experience say that it is a matter of 2 to 3 questions. So very important from need point of view. Yes, students. So after digestion, the food is absorbed. Example, glucose is absorbed into the blood and it's moved, transported into the cells. Near the cells, in the previous session we had discussed that the glucose molecule cannot be directly taken through the plasma membrane into the cell. Here is what is this one? Plasma membrane here. Cytoplasm here, nucleus is there, isn't it? Various cell organelles are present throughout here. So the glucose has to be moved into the cytoplasm now. And the glucose cannot be moved because it's still a larger molecule. So it has to be transported only through the transmembrane proteins. Transmembrane proteins. Whereas here, glucose transporters are present. Transmembrane proteins and glucose transporters are present on the plasma membrane. This carries the glucose molecule. For example, some of the transmembrane protein carries this glucose. This is a glucose molecule, for example. This is a transmembrane protein. Transmembrane protein. So this one, transmembrane protein, carries this glucose molecule to the plasma membrane into the cell here. That is into the cytoplasm. Okay, this is called as a facilitated diffusion. We have already discussed here. This is called as a facilitated diffusion. So where is the glucose now? The glucose is present in the cytoplasm. The glucose is present in the cytoplasm. Now the glucose, once it is present in the cytoplasm, it has to be broken down. The process of breaking down of the glucose molecule in the cytoplasm is called as glycolysis. Glycolysis, the splitting of the glucose molecule in the cytoplasm is called as glycolysis. It occurs always in the absence of oxygen. Absence of oxygen, number one. And it is nothing but splitting of the glucose molecule, and it always occurs in the cytoplasm. The glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm, and that too in the absence of oxygen here. What is glycolysis? The process of breaking down of the glucose molecule in the absence of oxygen, which takes place in the cytoplasm, is called as glycolysis. As a result of glycolysis, two molecules of pyruvic acid or pyruvate are formed. Two molecules of pyruvate are formed, and two molecules of ATP are formed here. ATP are formed. Once a pyruvate is formed, if the oxygen is available, once a pyruvate is formed, if the oxygen is available, that is the presence of oxygen, this pyruvate molecules moves to the mitochondria. It moves to the mitochondria. If the oxygen is available, if the oxygen is not available, the pyruvate molecules, if the oxygen is available, moves to the mitochondria. If oxygen is not available, it is still present in the cytoplasm, retained in the cytoplasm. In the mitochondria, two processes takes place here. One in the matrix called as Krebs cycle, also called as the tricarboxylic acid cycle or citric acid cycle, which takes place in the mitochondrial matrix. And mitochondria here in the cristae of mitochondria takes place the oxidative phosphorylation, which takes place in the mitochondrial cristae. The foldings, inner foldings of mitochondria are there. They are called as cristae. In these cristae, the oxidative phosphorylation takes place. The two processes takes place only in the presence of oxygen. That is, this is called as oxidation, isn't it? Next one is, if the oxygen is not available, the pyruvic acid, pyruvate molecules still retains in the cytoplasm, and here the fermentation takes place. Two processes of fermentation are present here. Fermentation, which occurs always in the cytoplasm. This fermentation is of two types. One is the alcoholic fermentation. Other is a lactic acid fermentation. I repeat here, when the glucose is moving into the cell by the various transporters, the glucose molecule is present in the cytoplasm. There a splitting of the glucose molecule takes place in the absence of oxygen, always in the cytoplasm. As a result, two molecules of pyruvic acid, pyruvate are formed, two molecules of ATP are formed. This pyruvic acid molecule, if oxygen is available, moves to the mitochondria. In the mitochondria, Krebs cycle takes place and oxidative phosphorylation takes place if oxygen is available. If oxygen is not available, that is low oxygen deficient conditions, the pyruvic acid is retained in the cytoplasm, and here fermentation takes place here, and this fermentation is of two types. One is alcoholic fermentation, other is a lactic acid fermentation here. So basing on the oxygen availability or oxygen non-availability, if oxygen is present or in the absence of oxygen, the respiration, I'm using the word respiration, is of two types here. Basing on if oxygen is available, if so it's a process. If oxygen is not available, so it's a process here. What is that? Let's discuss now. Clear? So respiration is of two different types basing on the presence of oxygen and the absence of oxygen. Okay, Vacho. So this is a aerobic respiration. Basing on the presence or absence of oxygen, respiration is of two different types. One is the aerobic respiration, other is the anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration always occurs in the presence of oxygen. Here, absence of oxygen. Oxygen is not available here. Here oxygen is available. That is called as aerobic respiration. And the organisms which respire are called as aerobes. Aerobes means the organisms which respire to oxygen is called as aerobe. The organisms which do not respire to oxygen is called as anaerobe. So aerobes examples are most of the higher plants and animals. Examples. And here the examples of anaerobes are bacteria. For example, prokaryotes, bacteria. Even in the humans, lactic acid fermentation is present here. Lactic acid. During the anaerobic breakdown of this lactic acid molecule, lactate. During the muscle contractions. The anaerobic respiration occurs here. These are the examples here. Now, in the aerobic respiration, what is the site always is a mitochondria. Because Krebs cycle, mitochondrial matrix, oxidative phosphorylation, mitochondrial crystal. So this aerobic respiration occurs in the mitochondria of this cell, and the anaerobic respiration always occurs in the cytoplasm. Whether it can be in the form of glycolysis, number one, or alcoholic fermentation, or lactic acid fermentation. All these occurs always in the cytoplasm, whereas aerobic respiration occurs in the mitochondria. That's the site. Okay, students. Now aerobic respiration. Here, what is the basic reaction of aerobic respiration? Let's discuss here. Basic reaction is there. Here, the basic reaction is C6H12O6 in the presence of oxygen. Here, oxygen. 6 molecules of oxygen and 6 molecules of water are broken down into 36, here I am writing 36 molecules of ATP and 12 molecules of water and 6 molecules of carbon dioxide. That is the breakdown of this glucose molecule in the presence of oxygen and water. It converts into the 36 molecules of ATP and 12 molecules of water and 6 molecules of carbon dioxide released here, and this is a basic reaction of the aerobic respiration here. Clear? And here, what is the basic reaction of this one? I told you that there are two types of fermentation out there. One is alcoholic fermentation, other is a lactic acid fermentation. What is the reaction of alcoholic fermentation? Let's discuss now. Alcoholic fermentation. Alcoholic fermentation. Alcoholic fermentation here. Here also C6H12O6 bachon. Glucose molecule. It is broken down only into the 2 molecules of ATP, 2 molecules of carbon dioxide and 2 molecules of ethanol, C2H5OH. Only 2 molecules of ethanol. Ethanol means ethyl alcohol. 2 molecules of ethanol, ethyl alcohol, 2 molecules of carbon dioxide and 2 molecules of ATP. This is alcoholic fermentation. Next one is C6. Next one is lactic acid fermentation. Lactic acid fermentation. The basic reaction here. Here also C6H12O6. In the absence of oxygen, here lactate molecule is found here. This is a lactate molecule or lactic acid molecule with a yield of only 2 molecules of ATP here. So what's the difference you observe here, bachon? Here 36 molecules of ATP are formed. You see here. Whereas here, in both the cases, only 2 molecules of ATP are formed. That is, less amounts are formed here, but here more molecules of ATP are formed. Why this happens? Because here the glucose molecule is completely broken down. It is oxidized here. What is oxidized here? Which takes place in the presence of oxygen here. The glucose molecule is completely degraded, broken down in the presence of oxygen. As a result, 36 molecules of ATP are formed, but the case is totally different here. Here also glucose molecules are there. Okay, but here this takes place, both the cases, it takes place in the absence of oxygen. There is no oxygen here. Here oxygen is there. But here there is an absence of oxygen. That's why incomplete breakdown of this glucose molecule. As a result, only 2 molecules of ATP are formed here. That is the basic difference between aerobic and anaerobic here. So here, what is the next difference? Here incomplete breakdown. Sorry, here complete breakdown. Complete breakdown of glucose molecule. Glucose molecule. So more energy is formed. More ATP is formed here. But here incomplete breakdown. Incomplete, I'm writing here, there is no space. So here, the complete breakdown, next point is complete breakdown of glucose molecule. Hence, more ATP are formed. More ATP are formed here. Example, 36 molecules are formed. 36 ATP molecules. Here, whereas here alcoholic fermentation, lactic acid fermentation, incomplete breakdown. Incomplete breakdown of glucose molecule here. Hence, less ATP are formed. For example, here only 2 molecules here. Here 36 molecules are formed here. That's the difference between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration here. Now, let's discuss now the different forms of respiration. What is that? One is external respiration and internal respiration here, which takes place in different types of organisms. Clear? Now, most of the people think that breathing and respiration are same. Do you think that one? What's the difference between breathing and respiration? Type in the comment box below. What is the basic difference? All of you are watching the video. Come on, type in the comment box below. Okay, what's the difference between breathing and respiration? I'll make out the difference here. They are not the same, bacho. Breathing is different from respiration. What is the narrow difference? Let's discuss. Breathing and here respiration. Here sometimes called as external respiration, and here is sometimes called as internal respiration. Clear? Now what's the difference here? What is breathing? First of all, let's make out the difference here. Breathing means there is an exchange of gases between the external environment here. This is internal here. That is the body here. This is the external environment and this is the internal environment here. There is an exchange of gases here. Oxygen is taken inside from external environment into the body, animal body here or human body, and carbon dioxide is given out from the internal environment, that is body, into the external environment. There is an exchange of gases. Oxygen is taken inside and carbon dioxide is given outside. That is called as breathing. Here. And that's why it's a physical process based on diffusion, law of diffusion of gases. Diffusion here. What is diffusion? Any gas moves from the region of high concentration to the low concentration is called as diffusion. So here, basing on the diffusion, there is a respiratory exchange of gases between the external environment and the body here. That is called as breathing. Now that story is totally different in the case of the respiration or internal respiration, here called as cellular respiration. So as the name indicates, this takes place between the cells. See here, the oxygen, for example, is taken into the cell. Oxygen is taken from outside here. Oxyhemoglobin, for example, dissociates. Hemoglobin dissociates from oxygen, and oxygen is supplied across the plasma membrane into the cell, isn't it? And simultaneously, after metabolism, carbon dioxide is released from the cell into outside here. That is here blood. This is exchange of gases across the plasma membrane into the cell and outside the cell. Into the cell, example oxygen, and outside the cell, that is here carbon dioxide. That is called as cellular respiration. The respiration which is occurring at the cellular level, that's why it's called as a cellular respiration, which is occurring internal here. That's why internal respiration here, which is different from external respiration or breathing in general here. So this breathing is a physical process because it is based on the diffusion. This is also a physical process here. That is a diffusion is operating here also. Diffusion. Without this diffusion, how can the exchange of gases occur? So it is a physical process. Bacho. It is also a biochemical process. Bacho, you are enjoying now, all of you. All of you type in the comment box below. Are you enjoying the session? Okay, take the notes, all of you. That's very important. Okay. And biochemical process here. This cellular respiration is the physical process because it is diffusion is operating here. It is also a biochemical process here because it is operated by the enzymes. For example, Krebs cycle. Just now I told you, Krebs cycle, oxidative phosphorylation. Isn't it? All these are the cellular respirations, isn't it? Form various forms of the cellular respiration, Krebs cycle, isn't it? Oxidative phosphorylation, and they operate only in the presence of enzymes. That is a biocatalysis here. That is why this cellular respiration is a biochemical process because it is operated with enzymes, but this breathing is not a biochemical process. It is not a biochemical process. It is only a physical process, but not a biochemical process. But this is a physical process as well as the biochemical process. That's the difference. Okay, next point. So because this is a biochemical process, here for example, Krebs cycle which yields the energy, biochemical process which takes Krebs cycle, oxidative phosphorylation, glycolysis, and which yields the energy. This cellular respiration yields the energy in the form of ATP. But here no release of energy here. No release of energy. That is ATP. In the breathing, there is no release of energy. Whereas in the cellular respiration, it gives the energy in the form of ATP here. Now, what are the organs involved here? The lungs, for example, here in the case of human beings, the nose is involved, of course, nostrils, nasal chambers, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, larynx, and also, of course, lungs. These are the organs of breathing. Whereas what is the organ of breathing? This here is cellular respiration. Here various organelles. Example, cytoplasm. It can be, example, glycolysis. It can be mitochondria, where the Krebs cycle takes place. Tricarboxylic acid cycle takes place. Isn't it? Next one is oxidative phosphorylation, which both of them occurs in the mitochondria. So these are the sites of the cellular respiration. Here, energy is not released, whereas here, energy is released in the form of ATP. This is a physical process. This is a physical as well as the biochemical process here. And next point is, breathing is the involuntary process as well as the voluntary process. Whereas cellular respiration is always the involuntary process. Why much no? See here, I am breathing now. Is it under conscious control? I am teaching, you are listening, but we are breathing here. That is without the conscious control, without our will. It is happening here. That's why it's a involuntary process. But if I want, I can breathe more, take more oxygen. For example, I take more oxygen, give out more carbon dioxide. So it's a voluntary process also. Whereas when the oxygen is supplied to the cells, it is operating on its own. Are you telling mitochondria, come on baby, come on, you do this job? Are you telling this Krebs cycle? Are you directing? No, you are not directing. So it's a involuntary process. Cellular respiration is a involuntary process, whereas breathing is a involuntary as well as the voluntary process here. In the next lecture, we will be discussing the respiration in different organisms. Till then, all of you keep watching, sharing, liking and commenting here, of course. Take the notes. All of you, bye, all of you.